I'm excited to be here. Why? My name is Jerzym Zientkowskim. I'm a professional speaker and I'm being summoned by Callaway every time something big is happening. And today, it is happening. I'm here with author of a bestseller, Passion to Profit, professional speaker and a mentor to many, Andy Harrington. Hello, Andy.
Thank you. Thank you very much for inviting me.
I was so excited to do this. Andy, this isn't your first time to Poland. What do you like the most so far?
Oh, I love Poland because I love the people mostly, because I find them very forthright, speak their mind, which I like very much, but also very welcoming, and also, I mean, the events that I've attended here have been fantastic opportunities for me to meet people and to help people in Poland.
Okay, and your brightest memory so far? Something happened?
Well, we had a big event in Poland last year, and it was incredible. There was just such a good buzz from the people. It's such good sometimes for someone who speaks in so many countries to come to a new country which is alive and buzzing and hungry for success.
That's true. You've been to Poland on several occasions, as far as I understand. You've been invited as a professional speaker, but this time you talk to a different audience, to Colway International. What will you be talking about?
Well, essentially my presentation is going to really be about how do you get yourself to perform at your peak? How do you reach your potential? We talk about we have so much potential, so many gifts that we don't really use. And often that's because, the way I like to think about it, of our human mind, we often talk about it being like a computer. Mm. But you know, any computer is only as good as the operating system that runs that computer. And I think some people, many people, haven't really pressed the update button on their operating system. They're kind of using Windows 95 or DOS or something like this, old software. Mm-hmm. And of course, if you try to load software today, computer programs on something like Windows 95, it probably crash and not work, which is really a lot like what people are doing when they're trying to succeed in the modern day. If they haven't upgraded the way they think, if they haven't realized the huge potential that the internet and the world around us brings us, then really it's tantamount to living in the dark ages. So I'm here to show people that there's a huge opportunity and they have huge potential, and if they put those two things together, they can succeed and make lots of money, but also make a big difference in the world too.
Can't wait to hear that. Oh. You'll be talking to Colway International, our new project, and we talked about it. You know Colway. What strikes you the most about this project?
Well, I think it's a unique product because, well, firstly, it's made in Poland. This isn't a product that's been manufactured and made out of the US or some other country that we might be more familiar with. Mm-hmm. It's a product that's been created right here in Poland, and because it's live collagen, it has this effect that other products don't have. And I think that for any person that's out there that's wanting to be involved in a business, and multi-level marketing, MLM schemes are a great way for people to get into business without the big risk. Mm-hmm. One of the things you always want in those situations is a great product that you can sell. Now, I'm not going to say a great product sells itself, but it certainly helps when you have a product that really is transforming, because any product that you and I or anybody sells out there does one thing, and that one thing is it provides change. What any product should do is solve a problem that's not already being solved, or if it is, it's not being solved in a really great way. Mm-hmm. And so when you've got a product that's so transformational that it creates a change that people so desperately want and need, and it does that, all you've really got to do is go and find people out there that have the problem that your product solves. And I think this product does that very, very well, and it's an exciting opportunity for people to get involved with.
Okay. I've been to your event in London. Great time, learned a lot. Actually, I can't wait to see you again on stage. But not many of our viewers know you personally. So, a tough question. Who really is Andy Harrington?
Well, I'm really just a very ordinary person. My life took a big change when I attended a Tony Robbins seminar many years ago. I took my partner with me, and she has unfortunately been abused as a youngster growing up, and there was 2 big court cases in London where she had decided to go to police some many years after the event, but she broke down emotionally, and I didn't know what to do, and I was desperate. And one night I switched on the TV, and there was an infomercial from this American speaker guru that many people know, Tony Robbins, and so I flew her over to the United States to go see him in a big seminar with several, 5,000 odd people. And as luck would have it, he ended up working with her one-on-one in an intervention, and ended up changing her life. And in that moment, a spark went off in my head and said, wow, that would be a really cool thing to be able to do, to travel the world and to help other people to improve their lives in some way. And so that's what I did. And it took me many years, but 10 years later, I achieved my ultimate goal at that time, which was to share the stage with Tony Robbins. And I've done that several times now, and really been very fortunate to travel around the world and get to see places I'd never get to see, but also to share my message with many people and meet some incredible people. Some, people like ex-president of the United States, Bill Clinton, and Tony Robbins that I've mentioned a few times, and Sir Richard Branson and Donald Trump. It's amazing, and I'm just little old Andy Harrington. There's nothing special about me.
But I need to ask this question: how does it feel to be you? How does it feel to share the stage with these guys?
Well, it feels a little bit extraordinary in the I see myself as just little old me, nobody special. And I think that's really important because I always teach people that it's important, no matter what your status that you achieve in life, always remember not to be special, but to be similar.
Okay.
Because then you create a better rapport with people, because, essentially strip away everything and we are all just the same. And just because I have succeeded at certain things doesn't make me any better than anybody else. It just means that I've learned some strategies and some techniques and tactics that have gotten me to where I am. And all those things I've learned, so they can all be taught. So I think, in life you need 2 things. You need a vehicle to get to where you want to go. So some kind of strategy to get to where you want to go. And this is a great opportunity for you. This is a vehicle to be involved in a great MLM, but you also need a psychology and a mindset that goes with that.
Sort of fuel.
Yeah, exactly. Combine those 2. If you can get out your own way and stop putting the circuit breakers, if you will, on your own life, then you can achieve many things over a given period of time if you don't stop yourself. So we need a good vehicle that can leverage our talents and abilities and help us to make a difference in the world, help people to make money, because really that's how we make money, isn't it? We help money by helping people. If I've got more money in my bank account than somebody else, all that says is I've managed to help more people, because before we had money, we had exchange, bartering. So if someone fixes my boiler, I might, in the olden days, have taught them public speaking, and we would in exchange. But if I didn't want my boiler fixed and he wanted teaching public speaking, he would have to owe me a favour. So he would write out a note, I owe you, and I could call that favour in the future. But now we have money instead, so really all these paper notes, all they really are IOUs to say that you have served in advance, you've given in advance. And so I think if people understand that those 2 things, your mindset around money, your mindset around yourself and your own beliefs, your own psychology, your own operating system, if you like, and a great way to go about making money with a good product.
Speaking of learning, we will meet you probably several times. Give us a piece of advice. How do we prepare for a meeting with somebody like you? If we're expecting to learn something to change our lives, and I'm a big fan of preparation, being a speaker myself. So how should we prepare?
I think it's important to come with an open mind, of course. These things are important, but I don't want people to be so open that they just accept everything I say. Just, see if what I say fits for you and try it on. I think the most part I would say is this: expect to have your standards raised, because I don't know how much money your viewers are making right now, and there'll be different amounts of money they make. But the average income is in Poland is probably 25, 30, 35,000, 40,000 euros, something like this, I imagine, something like this. Would that be correct?
In some cases, definitely.
Okay, so let's say 20,000 euros. Now, if you've been used to making 20,000 euros for, that, say, the last few years, you're not going to accept making 5.
True.
You wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
You just wouldn't accept it because your standard says, I'm worth, in this case, 20,000. But what if in this event I could make 20,000 feel like 1,000?
Okay.
Now you won't accept 20,000. If I can raise your standards of what is your standard to accept and make it twice as much, or 100,000 euros or zloty per year, if you could raise that standard high enough that you wouldn't accept anything else, it becomes your new standard. And that's what I want to show people, because honestly, the amount of money that you're actually making has got nothing to do with how much money you're actually worth.
Okay. So that's what we'll learn in Callaway from you.
Sure.
One more question. Speaking of learning, we are going global right now, Colway International. You are global yourself. Give us one advice. What should we do going global? What should we remember?
Well, the first and most important thing always to remember is that whenever you're working with someone and you're looking to invite them into your business, or you're looking essentially to have them enroll or sign up or buy something from you, always remember, don't push your products on anybody. It's unnecessary. Sell the problem before you sell the solution.
Okay.
What a lot of people do is they're very hungry to go talk about their product. Wait first until you've solved the problem. Once people identify there's a problem that needs to be solved, once they become aware of a challenge, of frustration that's not being met, that they have right now, then they become more hungry for a solution. And that's true no matter where you are in the world. So, you know, people are the same. We're all the same. We all have the same, pretty much the same desires and pretty much the same fears and worries and problems. And when you can identify what they are, you don't need to push your product to anybody because people want it. Because, you know, it's like, for example, if you cut your hand, you know, then you require...
Thank you.
Yes, I know you told me you cut your hand earlier, which he has solved with the Colway products, by the way.
True.
But if you cut your hand, you know, people are hungry for a plaster. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes.
Now, I'm not suggesting you should go around cutting people as part of your strategy, but what I mean by that is that essentially people out there are in pain of some, you know, they've got some pain or frustration. Mm-hmm. As long as you can establish what that is, and then you have a product that fulfills that need, it's an easy transaction. And
in our case, the product might be the product we have in Colway International, but it's also a business system that solves the standard issues we talked about earlier, right? Raising our standards and fulfilling it with this product. But we are starting Colway International. We talk about it so much. You will be talking with us. And you are known for turning the passion of your customers into profits of your customers, of your audience, let's say that. What's so passionate about speaking to Colway?
Well, really, I think it's such a great opportunity for people to, you know, carve a career out for themselves and to build something that lasts. You know, essentially, when you're looking to build a business, you're looking to build something that lasts. And, you know, when you've got a great product behind you and, you know, you're building a solid downline, as you might say, or a network behind you, you know, and getting started, getting in early, you know, when something like this is beginning, because the company has done so well in Poland, but now it's looking to go international. It's such a massive opportunity for people to be involved in the beginning of something. Mm-hmm. That maybe in 10, 15, 20, 30 years' time, they'll look back on that decision and say, wow, I was so lucky I was in the right place at the right time, but also glad that they committed and made a decision to commit to something, to build something that would last, that would take care of themselves and their family for essentially for years to come. And I have to ask you one personal question that is not in the agenda. What makes your eyes to be set on fire? What makes you feel like, ah? For me, it's always doing something unusual or different. It is not accepting the status quo. It's about swimming against the tide. It's about wherever there's a possibility to change the way something is done. Because I think too easy and too often we fall into patterns of doing things because we're very, you know, we follow the rules. Yeah. And I think in life, you know, don't break the law, but break the rules. because I've made a good career of my life and done very well myself, just breaking the rules. You know, I think if you just follow the rules, you're just a follower.
True.
And I think that, you know, some rules should be broken because, you know, that makes you unique. And I think it's all about doing things that are who you are, because who you are is magnificent. What you can do is truly amazing. But most of us don't. We don't break out of that mold. We keep ourselves conforming, if you like. We keep ourselves fitting in. And I say this, you know, why are you trying so hard all your life to fit in when you're born to stand out?
That could be the end of the speech, but I have to say this, Andy, we are thrilled, absolutely thrilled to have you here, being a star, being a professional speaker. That's a blast. So on behalf of Colway International, on behalf of Colway, our viewers, thank you very much for joining. And I would love you to leave our audience with one message.
I think the most important thing is believe in yourself. You know, believe that you are talented, that you're special, that you've got something to offer, and that you don't need to hide behind anything. Just be you, because everybody else is taken. And I think most people, they try to be somebody else or conform to something else. Just be you. Be your uniqueness. Turn up. Don't try to be perfect. Just be passionate.
Thank you very much.